Hey, I am going to talk about how we can calculate the total tree canopy for one parcel. Here I'm going to, in this parcel ID, for the intersected, let me open this, hmm, that's kind of not very convenient. Here, this parcel ID, I think I was looking at a different table maybe. Um, we want to see what are these three, four, um, this one, something is acting weird. Okay, these four. And I'm going to say zoom to the selected features. As you can see that these features are selected. This blue, let me change the color of this to something like this. You can see there are four pieces. There's one tiny piece there that is from this parcel. And there are these three pieces. As you can see, um, these all for parcel number 3. And if I want to put together the area of these and calculate what is the total coverage of this parcel, then I have to basically aggregate these four rows into one and get the sum of area of these um, pieces. One thing, these areas are coming from the old layer and they are not up to date. So what I'm going to do, the first thing first is updating the area field of this new layer and create new layer. We are using area square meter in our data set. Area square meter, good. And now that it is updated, now we have to see a change here. I'm going to select these three because one of them is very tiny, is fraction of a meter. Um, these numbers, have your eye on those numbers, they are going to change. Okay, here are the numbers, and I'm going to select those three parcels, and one of them here is um, 0.18 meter, which is very small. So now we want to get the sum of these four values for parcel number 3. The same thing with parcel number 5. Same thing with parcel number 6. So they have the two pieces. How can we do it automatically? And that is statistics. For that, you can start in the table that you want to calculate the statistics for, and you can go to the field that is defining your main ID. So we want to put together all the threes. So this field is defining what rows need to be aggregated. In this case, all the threes, all the fives, six, sevens. So I'm going to right click on that, and then we have a tool named Summarize. Um, we'll create a table. I'm going to say, I put my table here. This is stat by, we can call it summarize number 2. And we say based on the case field is or PCL ID. And now we can say the fields that we want to aggregate the values, and get those values and aggregate them. In this case, area is square meter. We want to aggregate them. What aggregation do we need here? You can select sum, mean, any of these. In this case, we are getting the sum because we want to put them together, add them up, and that's it. And that will generate a table. It is a very fast tool, very efficient tool. And then if I open the attribute table of that table, you're going to see that we have parcel ID 1, 2, 3, all parcels, but we have only one row for that. Number 3, do you remember that? There were four rows for that, but now it is only one, and that is the number that is aggregated. Before moving forward, I'm going back to my parcel layer. I'm going to attribute table of my parcel layer. I am going to create a new field and name that field PCT tree canopy, percentage of tree canopy cover. That will be a float or a double, could be float because it's 0 to 100, so it's not a big number. A float field. Save this. So I have an empty field ready to be calculated. And what is next? Our parcel layer has a field that um, identifies every parcel with a number. We use that number, we use that field, we created that field ourselves, so we know what that is. Our summarized table has the same thing. So technically we can use table by table join and put these two tables together, and then using these values for every parcel. Um, One more thing in the parcels table, the area of the parcel, the total area of a parcel, we still don't have it. So let's also calculate that one. I'm going to call it PCL area square meter, and that would be a double number, and we are saving. That's an empty field. I'm going to that last field that is generated, calculate area from calculate geometry. Calculate the area, or unit is area square meters. So we'll have numbers for that. Now my table is ready to receive the data from Summarize. Um, and our host layer will be the parcels layer. The guest layer will be the Summarize table. So I'm going to right click on the host layer, going to join, add join, and I'm going to say our join field is the parcel ID, the table is the summarized table, and we are joining based on parcel ID in that table and get those values. Beautiful. So we have all those numbers of area um, of the tree canopy, total area of tree canopy for every parcel. I have the area of my parcel. I'm ready to calculate the percentage. So I'm going to say calculate field. In this field, um, get the sum area square meter. Note that, remember that this is a temporary attachment with by join. So if we remove this, if you close this project and add this layer to another project, this won't be there. We have to do the join again. So if I do the calculation right now, then I won't need that. Um, that's actually why we are doing this calculation. So all the total tree canopy area, divide that by the area of the parcel. Sorry, total tree canopy, divide that by the area of the parcel. But you can also multiply by 100 to get the percentage of 0, 100 and apply. That will be a number between, I'm getting an error here. Um, that might be because of parcel area might have some zeros or null values. We have some problem with null values. Um, that might be the issue. I'm going to, one thing is a very helpful thing would be going to the tools and repairing geometry. I've told you sometimes there are problems with the geometry. Repairing geometry always is a good tool to have. Parcels, Esri, okay, run this. This doesn't generate a new layer, it works on this parcel um, already existing layer. So, and then let's see. This is the parcels table. Parcel area is square meter. Let me sort this to see if you have any problem with anything. Some of them are really small, but not. Um, oh, so we don't have. What's happening is we don't have values for some of parcels because not all parcels have tree canopy. So what we can do is select by attribute and say select only those parcels that they have the sum area square meter is greater than 0 or is not null. These are currently null. So I can say is not null. You can see that those rows are selected that they have value. And now I can run my calculation. Again, field calculator. And I'm going to say calculate area square meter divide this by area of the parcel. Good. Happened. Everything is good. Um, and we have the values now. I am ready to use these values after deselecting everything to graduate the color and calculate the percentage of tree canopy. So you have the area of tree canopy for these parcels and the coverage of them. Um, so that was summarized with a bunch of other things. I hope that helps.